Man, time freaking flies, man. UFC 192 was in 2015. Jesus Christ, that is insane. Anyways, Daniel Cormier from UFC 192 2015 has been added to the game. As you can see right there, this is a really, really good character model. It looks exactly like DC looked on that day fighting Alexander Gustafsson. The shape of his beard, I mean, it's perfect. The haircut, even the sucked in chin, you know, from cutting all that weight. I mean, this is just exactly the way DC looked back then compared to his legend version. See, his legend version is a little bit more filled out. This is a great character model, I gotta say. Kudos to EA on this one. Of course, his shorts are not as long, which also helps. And he's not as skinny as he was. Actually, no, I think his body is still... This is a great character model. But moving on, though, let's take a look at the stats. In regards to his perks, I believe the perks, yeah, as you can see, it changed quite a bit. Went from Force of Nature, Grinder, Bulldog, Like Glue, Wrestle Clinic, to now he's got Grinder, Bulldog, Predator, and Like Glue. So less perks than before. There's no Wrestle Clinic right now. And there is no Force of Nature. So in regards to his stand-up, he got a speed boost, just 1 point. Power stays the same. Accuracy plus 1 point. Actually, accuracy goes down. Interesting. Goes down. His blocking stays the same. Head movement stays the same. Footwork goes up 89. His switch stance stays the same. Takedown defense 95, which makes sense. Kick power stays the same. Kick speed goes up to 90, which also makes sense. DC was kicking a lot more in those days. I mean, he was kicking quite a bit against Gustafsson in that fight. His grappling, his takedown stays 97. Top control goes up to 98. Bottom control stays the same. Sub offense stays the same. Sub defense stays the same. Ground striking the same. Clinch striking goes up to 97. Clinch control 98, which again makes a lot of sense. In regards to cardio, his cardio is going to stay the same. His chin actually takes a hit, which I suppose makes sense because in that fight, he was badly hurt by Alexander Gustafsson and almost lost. So I suppose that also makes sense. His body health goes up 91, which again also makes sense. This was before it was very evident, clear that DC had a weakness to the body. Jon Jones kind of exposed that weakness, but of course the person that really made that glaring was Stipe Miocic. So it makes sense that his body health is going to be higher back then in 2015. His leg health stays the same. His recovery goes up to 96, which again makes sense. DC wasn't getting finished left and right back then. And then his cut resistance is going to go up to 93. In regards to his top moves, a lot of these top moves are going to stay essentially the same. Wrestling double leg, wrestling single leg, wrestling transitions, wrestling sweeps, wrestling reversals. Now, we're going to go try and do a proper Daniel Cormier fighter showcase, especially from that time, 2015. We are going to be wrestling. We're going to be clinching, but we're also going to be doing quite a bit of striking. So I call the DC archetype, like what's the word I usually use? The pretty chaotic fighter. In other words, he creates chaos in there, but he does it with very high level technique, as opposed to the ugly chaotic style of fighter like Dricus du Plessis. Again, no shade. It's a way that I categorize fighters in my own head, right? Du Plessis creates chaos in there, but like he's kind of all over the place, right? His technique is not as pristine as some other fighters. So we're going to try to replicate the pretty chaotic fighter in DC. We're going to create chaos in the octagon. We're going to clinch. We're going to take down. We're going to wrestle. We're going to punch. We're going to kick. And let's see what we can do. So without wasting any additional time, man, let's go use Daniel Cormier. Alrighty, UFC 192 Daniel Cormier. Of course, this version of DC is the Daniel Cormier that defended his title against Alexander Gustafsson. And, you know, when I think about archetypes of fighters that we've seen in MMA, like, I think of a couple. Well, not a couple, but a few, right? I think about the pretty fighter, right? The aesthetically pleasing fighter, where it's almost like their focus is on just looking beautiful and looking aesthetic as they fight. Guys like Israel, Anderson Silva was in that category. And then you've got the ugly fighters, you know, fighters who just, everything they do is just ugly. Their technique is just not that good. And just the way they fight is just kind of, you know, like it sounds harsh, but it is what it is, you know. And then you think about there's the ugly chaos fighters and then the pretty chaos fighters. Ugly chaos is someone like Bilal Muhammad, someone like Dricus Duplessis. Marab can kind of fall into that. But then you've got the pretty chaos fighters. And the pretty chaos fighters are like Cain Velasquez, Islam Makhachev, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Daniel Cormier. And these guys are, they're chaotic. Jon Jones can be in that as well when he wants. These guys, they create chaos in there, but they do it in such a pretty way. Like their technique is still fairly clean. They mix the martial arts very, very well, and they're looking to be extremely dominant while just putting on a ridiculously high pace on you. Someone like Hamza Chimaev will fall into that pretty chaos archetype. And so with this DC, as you guys can see how I'm fighting right now, I'm trying to bring war to just Jon Jones. I'm just walking forward. I'm not really caring about my stamina right now. I just feel like no matter what he's doing, I'm going to, like, I want both of us to get tired. That's kind of how I'm fighting right now. Like, I'm not like trying to be pretty and work his body or whatever. I'm looking to clinch him. I'm looking to drag him to the ground. I'm looking to hit him in the face. And look at him. He's like, he's a little bit flustered, which is fine. There we go. Got him clean right there. And I feel like this is the sort of fight that DC brings, at least when DC was champion. There we go. Clinch him again. Got his back. You know, DC is a very interesting one because, like, Daniel Cormier is an Olympic level wrestler, but in a lot of his fights, he actually did not wrestle too much, right? Especially later on in his career. I think because of some of the surgeries he had, maybe his body just wasn't in tune to wrestle as hard as he could. Because in his, you know, before he came into the UFC, he was a lot more wrestle heavy. But like in that UFC 192 fight against Alexander, no John, against Alexander Gustafsson, DC tried to take him down in the first round. He got a massive high crotch, held Gustafsson down a little bit before Gus was able to get back up. In round number 2, DC tried to take down Gus. He wasn't able to, and Gus actually took down DC. Which, by the way, Alexander Gustafsson is the only man to take down Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier. Just for the record. And he took them down with the same exact takedown. And then after that, a vast majority of the fight was just both of them just striking on the feet. And DC using the clinch to do most of his work. Most of his striking work. So DC is like, he's very clinch heavy. Right? He's very collar tie heavy. Collar tie uppercuts. And then if he sees that you're kind of easy to take down, then he'll like shoot on you over and over and over again. But I feel like if you give him some difficulty getting the takedown, he doesn't really shoot as much as he could. Like against Stipe Miocic, for example. In his last fight against Stipe, hell, even in the second one, DC barely wrestled. He just barely wrestled Stipe. He wrestled him in the first fight. But yeah, when he's in there with these bigger guys, I think he tries to conserve stamina a little bit. And if these guys are able to stop his takedowns too much. Yeah. Give me your heads. There we go. This is what I'm talking about right here, bro. Like, I feel like this is war in here right now, bro. I get rocked. That's okay. This is what I was looking for right here. Just create absolute carnage in there. There we go. No. Ooh, this Jon is just trying to use his footwork to get out of there. No. Smart, smart, smart. No. Come on, Jon. Look at our stamina right now. This is what I'm looking for right here. I want both of us to get tired. Let's fight until we're literally gassed and can't move. Hey! There we go. I felt like I just embodied this UFC 192 DC, because DC will literally run you down. Like, he doesn't care. His thing is stay glued to the guy's chest, pause, and just fight him. Just go fight the guy. Like, he'll fucking run into the clinch, he'll punch you, he'll kick you, and he just goes out there to create absolute chaos and carnage. But he does it in a beautiful way. Like, he's not like a like a Duplessis where it's like, Jesus Christ, this guy somehow is effective with this whatever he's doing. It's quite fascinating. So there you go. I think I'm gonna do one more fight. That was fun. That was really fun. So we got Gustafsson, which is, I feel like this fighter showcase is going really, really well, right? Like, we got DC against Jon Jones, and now DC against Gus. Now against Gustafsson, he started with some lead inside leg kicks. And then it was a lot of like clinch uppercuts, bro. That fight was just a clinch uppercut fest. We're gonna try to replicate that with this one. I'm gonna use my clinch and uppercuts to try to do damage to Gus. There we go. Inside leg kick. There we go. Wow. Okay. Alexander Gustafsson. This man just embodied Gus and got the takedown. Which is, that takedown is actually very similar to the way Gus took down DC. I mean, of course, Gustafsson turned the takedown, but like, there we go. Rotate him. Denied, okay. There we go. Yeah, so these fighter archetypes, I always, when I'm watching fights, I always try to figure out where like the fighter I'm watching falls into. What the hell happened right there? There we go. Try to figure out where the fighter I'm watching, like, what does he fall into? Someone like Jose Aldo is, I would say Aldo is more on the pretty side of things. He's very aesthetically pleasing when you're watching fight. He focuses very heavily on just the right technique with what he's doing. Conor McGregor is also very similar. Please, please, please stop! What the hell?
Right. Ready. Good.
Sit down. I'll just shit on you, boy. If you don't back up, I'll just shit on you. There we go. There we go. Overhand, uppercut. No. Shoot. There we go. Boom. Very good. I needed to get at least one high amplitude takedown. I still want to hit him with that high crotch. That high crotch that DC hit him with. I'm going to try to hit him with that in the next round. Shoot that single. High crotch. Rotate him in the air. Boom. Which, by the way, we got to give credit where credit is due. You know? I know EA, in terms of with this game, there are a lot of unique fighter animations and stuff that's not in the game. But the fact that they got DC's high crotch in there is actually, I'm happy. It's very commendable. Thing with like these games, man, is like when they do things right. I think that's just the thing with good art. Hold on. That's just the thing with good art in general, bro. Like good art, like really good art, is not noticeable. Really, really good art is kind of like, you know, it's hard to appreciate the intricacies of it. It's like The Last of Us, for example. I keep going back to that damn game, bro. I have to make I have to remind myself, bro, just take a moment and just look around at this environment. But it's gorgeous. Like, you step into the environment and you're like, this is believable. And so I'm not going to think about it. It's like the only time that you really notice, like, something catches your eye, a lot of times is like when something's off. You're like, there's something off here. But, like, usually it's like the white shirt analogy, right? You see a bright white shirt. You're not sitting there going, whoa, what a bright white shirt. But if there was a fucking spot, like a red spot on the shirt, you're going to go, what the fuck is that red spot on this shirt? Meanwhile, a vast majority of the shirt is white, and you don't even notice, like, bro, oh, look at that. The rest is white, so I'm not going to care about this spot. No. The spot becomes extremely glaring. It becomes an awesome. Ah, there's my high crotch. There we go. The spot becomes impossible to, like, not notice. And this is the way, like, good art is. You know, if I create a really good picture right now, you guys are just gonna look at it and go, wow, that's really good. That's amazing. You're not gonna go, wow, look at the contour of the eyes. Wow, look at the nose. Oh my goodness. Well, look what you did with the hair. Wow, look at what you did with the wrinkle on the left side. No, but like if I were to butcher one of the eyes right now and you look at it, you're like, dude, why is his fucking left eye jacked up? That's what you'll be saying. And I think that's just what happens with video games like these, man. Which is why, like, there are a lot of incredible, groundbreaking things that EA has done with UFC 5 that just nobody talks about. We don't talk about, we don't praise, we don't, because they're just good. They're so good, you don't even notice it's there. Because you're just like, yeah, it should be there. Like, you know what I mean? But like when there's something bad, it's like, bro, this is terrible. Hey, give me that double uppercut. Yeah, that DC double uppercut, man. You know, like the one thing that like doesn't get praised enough is EA's revolutionary vulnerability system. Name another company that has nailed a vulnerability system better than they did. Name one. Name one. You can't. They started it with EMMA. EMMA is what introduced it. Absolutely nailed it. Killed it. UFC 5 vulnerability system, absolutely incredible. Just the best in any combat sports game, period. But like, it's like, yeah, we don't talk about that because like, that's duh. It should be, that's how it should be, right? It's almost like, yeah, that should be the bare minimum. A game should have, a combat game should have a good vulnerability system. But now, if you're playing a game that doesn't have a vulnerability system, you're just like, what the fuck is this shit? I know I'm rambling, but like, you get the point. Give me that upper. Denied. Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying the work I'm putting in right now with DC. I feel like I'm really mimicking Daniel Cormier very well. I'm grappling quite a bit, but I'm trying not to make it boring. I'm trying to like do it in a chaotic way. Like I'm not camping on anything and not focusing too much on denying him. I'm just like, oh no, I'm gonna let him go on that one. I'll let him go on that one. Because the second uppercut caught him as he was falling down. I mean, I should have finished him because that's like classic DC. But I'll give him a chance on that one. Hey, if you don't move, I'll just fucking low single you, boy. See, I'm gonna go back to knee on belly though. I'm gonna go back to knee on belly because I feel like I let you out, but like now it's fair. See what I'm saying? I feel like it's fair. He denied it though. Nah, we're gonna find that knee on belly. We are gonna find. No, that was denied. What? I want him to sweep me here though. Let's be careful. Yeah, so man. Denied it. Okay. Oh yeah, credit where credit is due. Would you guys believe me when I tell you that the 2 matches that you guys are watching right now, that these matches are actually in quick match? Would you believe if I said that? Like, these guys are not quitting. The first guy that I fought, Jon Jones, I mean, we were clinching him. He was taking us down as well. This guy, I've been shooting on him, clinching him, you know, giving him that DC work, and he's hung in there. He's not quitting. So again, man, credit where it's due. It's like, it's one of those things that like I was just saying, when things are going right, you barely notice it. But if this guy would have quit right now, right, like we would start talking about it. We would start like, you know, oh my God, I can't believe he quit. But like, let's also give him credit for not quitting, because a lot of motherfuckers in quick match, bro, the moment, yeah, good fight to you as well, brother, honestly. Because a lot of guys in quick match, dude, like the moment the fight hits the mat, they're like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Especially if they pick someone like Alexander Gustafsson. But like, this was amazing. This was a very good experience. He fought his heart out. He took me down with Gus. This just felt like, thanks for helping me actually make a good fighter showcase for once. Much appreciated. But that's going to do it, man. If you guys enjoyed this showcase with DC, leave a like on the video. Helps out. And I'll see you boys later. As always, stay safe. Peace out. Have a good one.